Tonight! Whoa, whoa, here he comes. Watch out, boy. He'll chew you up. I'm your host, Pariah.
And I'm your host, Lava Axe.
And this is Card Composer. Tell him who today's topic is, Axe.
Today's card is going to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ooh, how crunchy. Let's go to the cards.
All right, I'll go first. My card is Jeffrey Dahmer, Milwaukee Monster.
I'll tell you what's a monster. That wall of text and that mana cost.
It's called flavor text. He would know.
Oh, yes, I do love my flavor text.
No, he would know. Jeffrey Dahmer.
He would also indeed know.
He costs 1 red Phyrexian mana, and then double blue, double black.
That's a hard cost to cast.
Well, 4 mana of 2 colors or 5 mana of 3 colors. You can squeak him out a turn earlier if you want to pay 2 life. Legendary creature, mythic, and he's a 2/4.
2/4? I feel like I could beat this man up.
You could.
So am I like a 4/1?
I mean, you're not even as old as he was when he died.
Look at my sprite and tell me I'm a 4/1 with a straight face.
I think you're a little closer to a 0/1 there, Brian.
No, that is very true.
But I bet you have lots of flavor text.
And Shroud, probably.
Yes, protection from women.
Yes.
He's got a few abilities. Pay 3 life. Tap target creature and opponent controls.
Well, if you kind of crank out a fuck ton of life deck, you've tapped down your opponent for the rest of the game.
You were going to win anyway if you have that much life. I mean, if you can pay 10 life a turn, you were probably going to win. Second ability, pay 3, tap, gain control of target tap creature and opponent controls.
Oh.
And that's not until end of turn.
Oh.
You just gain control.
I feel like that could have cost colored mana for that ability.
Yeah, 3 colorless, split and tap.
Well, like 3 colored mana. Not 3 colorless. I feel like the children yearn for colored mana.
I mean, you already had to pay the colored mana to cast him, right?
That's true. He was incredibly hard to cast.
He's very specific. And his bottom ability is sacrifice another creature control, tap, create a food token.
He did love sacrificing creatures he controlled.
Exactly.
And with that classic quote from Jeff Dahmer on the bottom. All right, I like it.
Comments, concerns?
I feel like him as a creature is a little strong. 2/4 for, I would say a 2, maybe a 2/2 or a 2/1 perhaps. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, with how often he had to have like probably snuck a person. He probably drugged them, right? He drugged them, right?
He did drug them.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So like if you drug them, I feel like he wouldn't even have to be that strong of a creature.
I imagine that if you paid 4 or 5 mana and your creature had 1 or 2 toughness, you would never use it. But also, I mean, he was a pretty functional alcoholic, so maybe that raises his toughness a little bit. Ex-military as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he was.
Yeah, you remember that from all the research you did into the card before we did it.
Yeah, the research is in the one Netflix series.
I mean, yeah, he's probably not really, but I just figured for the cost, you're getting a legendary creature.
This certainly could be a commander for sure. If you're running a life gain deck.
I'm sure if Commander was around when Jeffrey Dahmer was committing murder, that'd be his favorite format. All right, show me what you got, Brian.
All right. Dahmer the Nammer. 1 black and 1 green for a legendary human creature. Rare. He's a 1/1 with lifelink, and whenever another human dies, create 2 food tokens. Let's make every night a Manwich night.
I gotta say, I love the flavor text. What's the motivation for the green costs here? Why is he green?
Green, I feel like, is a very food related color. Don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, but I feel like most things that generate food are either green or white. This guy sure as hell isn't white. I mean, he's white, but he's not white.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I mean, paying 2 for a 1/1 legendary creature's, a little rough because he dies real easy, but I do like the ability. Very flavorful.
Also, Golgari is the recycle the dead color in Guild and Ravnica.
That's true.
Very, he is a very Golgari man.
So you're gonna run a green-black human deck.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
humans are everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of those legendary green humans we all play when we play Magic. We're like,
yeah, like
green.
Baru, Fist of Krosa.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always busting him out. He's great.
Yeah,
I'm like, I could run Spiritmonger, but yuck. I'd much rather run
Spirit Manger.
I like the food tokens. That's pretty good. It's not bad. Very flavorful.
Indeed. I like a nice simple card.
Why does he have lifelink?
Because, when he deal damage to a creature, it's kind of like, nom, 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 nom. Ah. Life force.
Oh, I see. Shouldn't he get a counter on him then?
What, a lifelink counter? What do you
No,
mean?
a +1/+1 counter.
Well, he doesn't get any stronger. They put lifelink on vampire cards that don't get any stronger.
They're like feeding and getting sustenance.
Yeah.
Through blood.
Yeah, so it's like he's feeding and getting sustenance as well through the flesh.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's like a vampire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, I understand that. I'll buy that.
All right. Let's move on to your accompanying card.
All right, so my support card to go along with Jeffrey Dahmer is called Bilk Authority. 2, a hybrid red, blue, and it's an uncommon sorcery.
What is Bilk?
Bilk, it's like to deceive or to trick. So, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. If that creature deals combat damage to an opponent this turn, gain control of target creature that player controls. And it has flashback for 3 colorless and 2 hybrid red, blue.
And what inspired this card?
Well, the police had a chance to stop him. One of his victims actually escaped, and some friendly civilians found him and were trying to take care of him. And they even called the police, and he managed to get the police to release him back in his custody by saying it was just his boyfriend, even though it was like a 14-year-old boy.
It's like, so he's like controlling the police, essentially.
Yeah, he's manipulating them, and they're dumb enough to fall for it.
Oh, hey, we've heard reports that you've been drilling into people's heads with a drill and pouring acid inside.
Who, me?
This guy checks out. Classic 1980s. 90s.
Yeah. It's like 90 or 91, I think.
I think like 94 he died, right?
Yeah, he got murdered in prison. As he deserved. The flashback kind of refers to the fact that after the police let him go, they got called later by the women that found the boy, and they were essentially told that they need to butt out, and it was between 2 adult men.
Very progressive.
All right, Pariah. Let's see your other card.
All right. Get ready to unbuckle that seatbelt, because you're going through the windshield with this one. The Labada Muncher 9000. A black and a green for an equipment artifact. Rare. Equipped creature has Wither. Whenever a creature blocking equipped creature dies, create a food token, and you equip it for 2.
I like it. It's straight and to the point.
You start attacking with someone with a power drill, that's like permanently damages them.
I'm mostly just impressed that you made 2 cards without any hybrid mana. I don't know how you managed.
I couldn't have anybody casting Jeffrey Dahmer for just solo green. I also couldn't have anyone casting the Labada Muncher 9000 for solo green either. These are very evil cards, and they had to be exclusively evil casting.
I like your brain drilling acid card. Pretty good. Nice and simple card here. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Probably wouldn't run it. I probably wouldn't use this card.
I feel
it's not very good, but it's flavorful.
I don't know. Wither. If I had this in my minus counters deck, I would definitely run it. I don't know.
There's got to be something better out there than paying 4 mana to give a creature Wither.
Well, Wither's a very useful ability.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just think there's probably something better to give people Wither than paying 2 mana and then 2 again.
I would say turn 3, giving a creature you control Wither, and then giving the ability to give you food tokens. I'd say that's pretty nifty. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. I just won't block you if my guy will die and give you a food token.
And then you won't block.
Okay, then I still take the same damage because this equipment didn't make it any stronger against players.
Yeah, but then you took the damage. Normally you would have blocked with a creature, but now you didn't.
I'd rather
you actually took the hit.
So you essentially made him unblockable. I like it. I mean, unblockable for green black's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Menace, maybe. Gets the job done.
Well, that's our show. Comments, questions, concerns? Let us know at P.O. Box below this video. And tell us which card you think was best in show. Tell me, Axe, what card do you think was best in show?
I really like my Jeffrey Dahmer Milwaukee Monster card. I think it hits all the highlights of Jeffrey Dahmer. Whether he's drugging people to gain control of them or eating them like their food tokens. I think it's flavorful. Hits all the highlights for me. How about you, Brian? What do you think?
This is a very Factory-esque card where it's just like, all right, pay 3 life, tap it, pay 3 mana, tap, gain control of it, and then sack it later. If you have some shenanigans that untap Jeffrey Dahmer, you could just go crank. I could see this being a really horrible thing to go against in most formats. My favorite card just might be the Labada Muncher 9000. Everyone loves a good equipment. I prefer Wither.
Well, Infect is strictly better, so that makes you a dummy.
You can run one creature with Wither, and put it in a lot of decks. Here, I got a tool to deal with things with hexproof and indestructible and shroud. And
Yeah, I guess that's true. If you don't want to have to mix poison in there, you could just run Wither. Pariah, you got any hints for next week's episode?
I'm not sure, I don't have time. I gotta go home and do my tax return. Tell you what, though, when I get that check back, makes me feel like the richest man in America. What does that smell?
Sorry, haven't showered yet. That must be my natural musk.